Good morning, everyone. The Redevelopment Agency meeting of May 18, 2016 is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV, Cable Channel 2, or closed caption for hearing impaired viewers. Please note, customers of CenturyLink, you may view this program in high definition on Channel 1002, and some customers of Cox Communication who do not have a cable box may view this meeting on digital channel 69.9. The redevelopment meeting, as well as all other KCLV programs, may be viewed on the internet at www.kclv.tv. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., also on Friday 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 5 p.m. This building is protected by state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler systems. If alarms should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exit at the back of the chambers out to the mezzanine. Proceed out the double door to the terrace, down the back staircase. And for anyone who has difficulty with stairs, please check with the marshal or fire official for assistance. Once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewis and First. And employees wearing safety vests or city marshals will inform you what safe re-entered the building. For public comment related to the items on the agenda, citizen participation, and public hearing items, we have available a speaker card which you may complete and submit to the city clerk. Cards are available online in the clerk's office or at the rear of these chambers. If you do not submit a card, it does not prevent you from speaking under public comment, citizen participation, or specified public hearing items. If anyone's present today who has need for hearing impaired equipment, please see our city clerk staff up front. If you parked in the parking garage across the street, please be sure you have your ticket validated by security officers when you are exiting. We are going to move on to agenda item 3. Pardon my huffing and puffing, but it was a rush this morning. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments will be cross-referenced to those specific items. If anyone submitted a speaker card who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. We will set the time at 1 minute. Seeing the flood of people, and there is no one. Good morning. We will close public hearing, move on to item 4. As noticed in the newspaper and printed on the agenda, item 4 will not be heard until after our City Council planning items that are scheduled for this afternoon's session. Agenda item 5. RA 5-2016, abeyance item, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Owner Participation Agreement, OPA, between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment, RDA, and 1025 Main Street, LLC, owner and OPA participant, located at 1027 South Main, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan, authorizing the execution of the OPA by the RDA not to exceed $100,000 RDA Special Revenue Fund Redevelopment Area Ward 3 with Councilman Coffin. This item is related to Council Item 41, R22-2016. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor Goodman, members of the City Council and Redevelopment Agency Board. For the record, Bill Arndt, Director, Economic and Urban Development. With me this morning is somewhat of a new face to downtown Las Vegas, Mr. Jonathan Kermani. He's made a substantial investment in downtown Las Vegas, including in the 18B Arts District, and this is the first of what we hope to be many projects in the Arts District and in downtown. Mr. Kermani is building some new space from the ground up, and so when we have a new construction project, we like to meet the needs of a client. So what we do, rather than trying to apply a cookie-cutter approach, we look at each individual project, what are the specific needs of the project, and how can we reasonably participate and make sure that the project gets completed and gets completed well. So I'm going to review the project real quickly. This is a site map location. The project is at the corner of Boulder and Main Street in downtown Las Vegas at 1025 South Main Street. This is what the property looks like today. The developer, Mr. Kamani, has achieved a full building permit from the City of Las Vegas and has also achieved a construction loan from Bank of the West, so the project is fully funded. The project is experiencing some challenges. Like any site in downtown Las Vegas, there's always something to have to deal with. One of the challenges to deal with is undergrounding some utilities. In addition, the site is fairly constrained, as shown in the prior map. It's a small footprint. Mr. Kamani is looking to build just under 20,000 square feet of new space, which will be new retail, restaurants, creative office, and art gallery space fronting Main Street. And the development's designed to create pedestrian circulation that ties the Arts District core to the Main Street transit corridor. This is a rendering of what one of the three buildings will look like. So you see there the quality of the type of development that our partner, Mr. Kamani, is looking to deliver. This is another rendering from the street level, from the Main Street facade, again showing the quality of the development. In addition to the project construction, the total private investment is $4,631,000. The developer is anticipating bringing 80 new full-time jobs to the city through the permanent employment at the establishments on site. The developer has signed leases for portion but not all of the space and is actively working to fill the remaining space. This project does comply with our redevelopment agency employment plan, and as a result, the developer has agreed to forfeit 10% of our incentive of $100,000 if the developer does not meet a minimum employment requirement of hiring 15% residents from the qualified areas for the construction portion of the project. Again, the project is fully financed. Our funds do not get paid out until the end of construction. So once the developer has a certificate of occupancy or certificate of completion showing that the building is complete and the construction work is complete, we will reimburse the cost of the work that we're paying for. We're not going to pay for it up front. So that is an added level of security to make sure that the work's done. Again, with that, I wanted to turn it over to Mr. Kamani, let him tell you a little bit more about his vision for this project, his vision for the area, and when he expects to be open with the new tenants in downtown.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Councilman Coffin. And very special thank you to the staff, Bill, Adrina. They were very helpful throughout the process, not just in regards to asking for the funds, but through the development process, the planning process, walking the plans through permitting. Building and safety was very helpful. The planning department was very helpful. The whole city in general. I had full support from everybody and no complaints whatsoever throughout the process.
Two things, Mr. Kamani. Once, would you say your name, that is you speaking, so we have it for the record?
Yes.
And secondarily, can you tell us a little bit about where your investments are elsewhere, or are you native to Las Vegas?
Sure. Again, my name is Jonathan Kermani. We have many new investments, and especially focused in downtown Las Vegas. We recently purchased the Arts Factory building, the Arts Square building,
Wow.
and the property across from City Hall, the former Forest City parcels, and the apartment building on Main and Bonneville. So yes, we are very active in the area.
And are you from the Los Angeles area?
We are from Los Angeles, but we have been in the Las Vegas market for over 10 years.
And is it public knowledge, or do you have plans for the piece directly across the street? Do you have an idea what you might be doing there?
Again, we just purchased our property less than a couple months ago, actually 3 months now. So we are in discussion with different partners. Most likely will be some sort of residential and retail.
Wonderful. And if I could, Mr. Arndt, the Sletton trailers and construction pieces that are on site, what are those from, for, why are they there?
I can answer that.
Mr. Quantico.
They had a lease previously with Forest City, and they were using a portion of the property, which is east of First, for their parking. After we purchased the property, they asked to also use the larger parking lot directly across from City Hall for their parking and staging while they're under construction, and we granted that request.
Thank you very much. Any comments, questions from council? Wonderful. You would like a motion to approve and go forward, Councilman Coffin?
I would love to make that motion, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.
John, welcome again to the council. It's your first time, I think, in front of the council, maybe. But,
Yes,
but
sir.
it doesn't matter. You're going to be here a lot.
Yes.
And not in trouble, I hope, that for those reasons. I think it's always good to brag about things. So the mayor was asking you about plans. You know, we never want to pin people down, really. We don't want to drive up land values. But I think it's just good to see you here. So many times, there's only one name mentioned as an investor in downtown Las Vegas, and it's far from true. But it's a reassuring thing to all of us that word spreads that this is a good place to invest and that the government is doing its very best to bring back downtown. And you do it with your real dollars, and so for that we're grateful, and we'll continue to try to help you all we can. You're in the oldest part of town. Those pipes, those wires, I mean, there's stuff under there we don't even know until we dig and find it. So that's what you've encountered, and I'm sorry to say, stuff's been there since, you know, even the time I was born. In any event, thank you very much. I now move for approval of this item.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve Agenda Item 5, R52016. Please vote and please post. And Councilman Barlow is out of the country, and
He's an
that
angel.
motion passes. Thank you. We're delighted to have you with us. Look forward to all the future. Thank you, Mr. Arndt.
Thank you, as am I.
Isn't it amazing? He's everywhere. Okay, Agenda Item 6, citizen participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the Redevelopment Agency. No subject may be acted upon by the Redevelopment Agency unless that subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. Anyone wishing to speak under this portion of the agenda? Hearing and seeing no one, Agenda Item 7, agency member recognition. Comments made by individual agency members during this portion of the agenda will not be acted upon by the agency unless that subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. Is there a member of the Redevelopment Agency who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda? Are there any other comments? Hearing none, we are not going to adjourn this Redevelopment Agency meeting, but we will recess it. We will start our City Council meeting at 9 a.m., and this afternoon we will reconvene the RDA meeting to hear the budget item after our planning items are heard during the 1 p.m. session. Thank you very much. See you at 9, and I see it is 8:45. Reporter with us. Say hi to Jamie Monk from Syracuse, University of Syracuse. Bright lady. And she's alive after all this time. It's wonderful. Welcome. Okay, so where are we, technology? Everybody disappeared. We're ready. Okay, so now I read. We have to sign in again. Why, take a good guess. We have more turnover, or is it the reflection of the RJ? Okay, we are back at item 4, public hearing for possible action regarding fiscal year 2017, City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency tentative budget, fiscal year 2017, City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency final budget, redevelopment area awards 1 and 3 and 5, Councilwoman Tarkanian, Councilman Coffin and Barlow. It's a public hearing which I declare open, and here you are again, or still, Ms. Appleyard.
Vanessa Appleyard, Director of Finance. We're here today to present the final budget for the redevelopment agency. Again, we presented you a tentative budget on April 6th. This budget, we'll be going over the highlighted changes in order to file final. With the redevelopment agency, we wanted to remind you that they've been showing the growth coming out of the recession. Their assessed value has increased 9.3% in FY16 and 10.6% in FY17, and their property tax revenues are showing an 8.4% as we go into FY17. And we know that the number of appeals have been declining. And with that, they have 180 projects that are under construction. That includes the Federal Justice Tower, the Supreme Court Building, Lucky Dragon, and the Eclipse Theater. Another one of their accomplishments that happened in FY16 is we were able to refinance their debt, which is going to be providing us some upfront cash flow savings. And this will be the first year that the Smith Center will be able to start with the refinancing of the Performing Arts Center bonds. We'll be able to start paying back the $20 million note that they took with the Performing Arts Center. Wonderful. And they received a bond upgrading, which obviously helped our refinancing efforts from BBB to BBB+. And with that, again, we'll be filing the budget. The changes that we made, there was in the debt service line, we reduced that debt service by about 0.4%, $0.4 million because of the refinancing. And we did provide an increase of $500,000 for tenant improvements that will be done at the historic West Side School. With that, they'll be filing a $4.2 million positive budget for FY17, and their ending fund balance is a healthy $23.8 million.
Good. That's good.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Could I ask a question, Mayor?
please.
Oh, it's a footing error.
Did you
Yes.
ask when I was out?
I did.
what The RDA one was. Two was.
Excel just doesn't work anymore.
Which RDU, what? Go ahead.
It couldn't be me.
Excuse me, Ms. Appleyard,
Yes.
Councilwoman.
Could I just ask, what funds are available for the RDA in Ward 1? And a few other little areas on Ricky's ward that were added to that, you know, the second RDA we took out.
You know, I apologize, I don't have the number. You're talking about the RDA 2,
Yes, yes.
how much revenue is available? I think I'll need some help on this one. I think it's about, I want to say 800,000. but-
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. For the record, Phil Seckinger, Deputy Economic and Urban Development Director. Your question is that you'd had, Mayor, and through you, Councilwoman, as far as what is still unexpended for RDA 2, it's roughly $750,000. In addition to that, we have also fund balance that can be used in the other wards as well.
Okay, and is there a possibility that maybe you could give me, there's no hurry in it, but if you could just give me where our expenditures have been that leave us with $250,000?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Councilman Beers.
Thank you, Your Honor. So are we recording the increment by which RDA it is generated from
Yes,
in the revenue?
yes, we are.
So
This is
theoretically, the $750,000, which I assume is a $250,000 of activity against the million that we appropriated for RDA 2 when we created RDA 2, we will be adding the increment from just the RDA 2 parcels to kind of maintain its own separate fund balance?
Yes, we established a separate fund for, that is still reporting up in this overall
Inside
budget.
the agency?
Inside the agency.
So you got, and here we're consolidating.
Yes, it's consolidated in this
But
report.
inside this, you have separate funds for 1 and 2.
Yes.
Got it. And so you'll have an ongoing separate fund balance for 1 and 2.
Correct.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion.
Nope.
Nope, we have a
Public
public
hearing.
hearing.
Anybody want to
I knew
comment
that.
on this? Technology. Jamie?
Ladies in the back?
Anybody? Way to go. Close public hearing, and therefore,
Let me just make sure I get this right. I would move to approve this budget.
okay, there is a motion to approve the redevelopment, Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency budget. Please vote. And please post. Blank screen. Unanimous for those who are here. So we thank you, and with that, we will adjourn the redevelopment agency meeting, and we will need a few minutes to change our technology back again to the council meeting so we may finish business on that agenda.